Hello everyone, it's Yev here. Today we're going to be talking about instants, sorceries, and enchantments. There it is. So I would play this in a game right now, but I didn't prepare for that, so we'll just get right into it. So, last video we talked about all these vigilance and other stuff like that, hexproof. That'll be in the top right hand corner. If you don't know how lands work, that'll be in the top right hand corner. There's a lot of stuff that'll be in the top right hand corner. So we're gonna go straight into it. So, if you don't know how Battlefield works, you're gonna have to watch the video on that. So we'll start with enchantments. Enchantments, basically can either, here, let me give an example. So, there are three types of enchantments. They enchant the battlefield, a creature, sometimes. So, they enchant the battlefield, a permanent, or they're a saga, which is a different type of enchantment thing. We'll start with the ones that enchant the battlefield. So, for this one, this is an enter the battlefield trigger, so you can go to our video about that. Basically, whenever a creature enters, you gotta do X. And unless this enchantment is destroyed by other stuff, which is like sorceries like this one, we'll talk more about sorceries later, but enchantments basically are on the battlefield indefinitely unless like something says otherwise, like this card. So we're gonna move on to enchantments enchanting like creatures. So the difference between these two is that whenever you enchant like a creature or let's say a land, the creature, let's say I enchanted this creature. It gained +1/+0, which is 3/0. If you need more information on toughness and stuff, go check out our video on that. But basically, and go check out the video about all this stuff. Oh, we didn't do Trample. Huh, that's the one we forgot. Okay, so I'll explain Trample now. Trample basically means if this card has Trample and it attacks this card, it would deal two normal damage and then deal 1 damage again because it has Trample. So, moving on. Let's say this creature just dies. We don't know how, that we'll talk about sorcery and stuff later, but basically the creature dies. The enchantment goes to the grave because the creature it was enchanting died. So there are some cards that stay on the battlefield to be equipped or enchanted again. That's different. But like if someone were to destroy the land this card was equipped to, this card would die as well, or go to the graveyard. And then we're going to talk about saga. So basically, when a saga enters the battlefield, it starts with 1 counter. So, as the saga enters, so every single time your draw step happens, we'll go check out our video on the battlefield and mulligan and all of that good stuff. If you don't know how that works, when you draw, you add a lore counter. So when it enters the battlefield, it starts with 1, and the first effect activates. The effect doesn't matter. We're just going to talk about how it works. And then, say your next turn you draw another card, because you're always going to draw a card, but still. The second effect activates. And then the third. Sometimes it goes up to like 5. Most of the time it's 3. But after that, you have to sack it. It just goes to the grave. So like, this is infinite, unless it's destroyed. This is infinite, unless the creature it's attached to is destroyed or it's destroyed. And this one is kind of like a limited amount of time. So, like, it goes for 3 turns or 5 turns or however many turns, and then it's just gone. You can have multiple in your deck, but it's just gone. So now we're going to move on to instants and sorceries. They kind of go hand in hand. So let's say I wanted to play this card. I can't play this card until it's my turn because it's a sorcery. So think of an instant as like it happens right away. It happens in an instant. That's how I remember it. But with the sorcery, it's kind of a lot slower. So basically, you can only cast sorceries during your turn. So this is an instant sorcery. It matters a lot. Remember this. We were playing like Magic with cards, and we didn't realize that the card my brother was playing was a sorcery. So he kept playing it at instant speed. And if he hadn't, we probably would have had a better time. Because if you played at instant speed, so let's say I played this at someone's end step. You don't know how the end step works, go check out the video. So basically the end step means at the very end of the turn. But it's at your opponent's end step, and you saved up 2 mana just for this. Then, when it comes to the untap phase, that 2 mana comes straight back to you. However, when it's a sorcery, you have to wait the whole turn, your whole opponent's turn, before you can play it again. So that's the main difference between instants and sorceries. I think that covers it all for instants and sorceries. And yeah, I guess I will see you next time what are we going to talk about next time? Let me think. Okay. See you next time. Bye.